Stronger than me? Yeah, bro. Oh, I got goose. Oh, wow. Let's go. Peak. What is this? Oh shit. Again, if you encounter anyone in real life that's really scaringly calm, almost delusionally calm, run away. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a UPenn educated psychotherapist, and I will be decoding the human condition and relevant psychological concepts from each video that I watch. What does Frieren Beyond Journey's End episode 8 reveal about the shadow archetype and identity formation, moral ambiguity and ethical decision making, trauma and the process of integration and healing, the psychological toll of violence, and the weight of immortality and responsibility? Wow, that's a mouthful. But get ready for the ride, and I promise you that this will be therapeutic for you if you choose to reflect upon the discussion. Let's get this started. You guys remember how hyped up I was in episode 7. Can't wait to see her demolish some demons in this episode. Right, sure you will. I want to start the episode with some commentary because even the demon general, the emissary or the diplomat talks about, you young demons, you youngins in episode 7, before this younger demon person came to attempt to slay Frieren. And this episode is literally called Frieren the Slayer. So of course that foreshadows the destructions of the demons by this all-powerful elf mage, Frieren the Legend. And this premature decision making is not just for this demons, it's for all of us. It's called metacognition. Meta means the space in between, cognition is your thoughts. So we all need to refine and develop better ability to be metacognitively mindful, or ability to have metacognition. In other words, we need to learn how to think about thinking. If this younger demon understood why the demon general or this diplomat didn't choose to do anything rash or premature, he should have said, hold up, if my boss is not doing anything, why do you think that I should be the one that tries to attempt this mage? Because the diplomat literally said the only threat in this city is this elf mage. But he didn't really think about that. He just had a thought and immediately reacted upon that thought. It's very reactive. It's like the nuanced difference between being reactive and being responsible. Being reactive means you're not really thinking about it. This knee-jerk reflection, this reaction. Oh, I had a thought. Let me do something right now. But having a response, the responsibility, having a response means you're taking account of all the available information before you make your decision, which is more optimal than being reactive. And this is going to be a rude awakening for this demon because he's about to get nailed and destroyed. I can't wait to see some action, finally. Stronger than me? Yeah, bro. R.I.P. Right, sure it is. Your average mage would have lost their head without realizing what happens. And again, this is an indication of how young and inexperienced and immature or premature this demon is. Even in real life context, people who are calm under the pressure, because that is very hard to do. We can all talk a big game. I'm a veteran. I served 6 years in the US military, and countless hours of training, preparation, the fire drill, and so on. It's not to be perfect under the pressure, but it gives us this more calming responsibility, this more calming effect when shit hits the fan. And when you see any UFC fighters, the real world-class UFC fighters, or people who understand combat intelligence, you can notice and observe how calm they are under pressure. That's not a front. They're not faking it. They're not conning. When you're fighting life and death, there is no room to fake or front. If you're calm under life and death scenario, which is in this case, this means they have countless hours of practice. They truly are confident and calm because the seemingly life and death scenario is not life and death because they know they got it. But this demon doesn't understand that. And he's about to get wrecked. But she's not an average mage. But oh, I got goose. Oh, wow. Let's go.
Give me a good old rub. Yeah, boy.
Goosebumps. Again, if you encounter anyone in real life that's really scaringly calm, almost delusionally calm, run away. You don't want to fight that person. That person is either a delusional con artist, or if that person's either delusional or is probably going to be the scariest opponent you will ever face. It's the same thing in special forces, military like myself, or people who are professional fighters. If you find anyone that is calm under pressure, run away. Do not confront, because you stand zero chance. Exhibit A, right here. Man. Also, Frieren is way too powerful. Every fight scenes and actions, which were very few and far in between until episode 8 so far, every fight ends so fast. The longest fight was when I think Stark was fighting against the Solar Dragon, but even that was like maybe 20-30 seconds, and Frieren is always one shot, one kill, which is very OP and amazing. But I'm looking forward to seeing some more maybe drawn out, more intense and cinematic action scenes, which hopefully comes soon when Frieren fights the Demon General or the Grey Sage. That's one down. I mean, we call this self-defense, right? I don't know the rules of governance in this fictitious world, but does self-defense still stand here? Because she was simply defending herself, and the opponent, the demon, was way too weak. They didn't even stand 2 rounds. But I'm sure she could justify her action under, I guess, the self-defense narrative. But the title of this episode is Frieren the Slayer. So I think that even her own monologue, based on her past experiences, dealing with the human kingdoms and the human logic, I think that we are foreshadowing the fact that she might be labeled by the city as Frieren the Slayer. And the Slayer is a very negative connotation. It's not a good thing. So I'm thinking that maybe she might be having some emotional struggle dealing with the reputation bestowed upon by the city, because she chose to slay the diplomats coming from the demon, which is going to cause a frenzy and panic. But in reality, she was just defending herself, and she had no interest in fighting them. That's why she was willingly to get arrested for up to 2 years, even though she could blow this entire city with probably one spell. So I think we're already seeing this nuances of reputation and perceived, perception, and reality. We'll see how Frieren and her party navigates this, I guess, potential struggle. I love this song. Ba ba ba. 美味しいですね。
師匠が言ってたぜ。飯がうまい町は平和でいい町なんだとよ。ここもきっとそうなんだろうさ。
I agree with that cities with good food are, I guess, peaceful, safe cities. Because to develop any culinary wise, think about Maslow's hierarchy, a very famous psychologist. It's a pyramid. On the bottom of the hierarchy, the pyramid is basic survival needs: food, water, housing, shelter, and so on. So if you don't have your basic survival needs met, then you definitely won't be able to develop and further refine nice dining, nice food. Just like you will never find Michelin star grade restaurants or very expensive fine dining in some parts of the Middle East or some parts of the countries where they're really struggling with deep poverty, war, and so on, and famine. So Stark has a point. At the same time, I think psychologically, on the flip side, a lot of these peaceful, air quote, cities can also be viewed as complacent, too comfortable. They've forgotten the toll and the scariness and the reality of what it could be. So I'm interested to see how this comment, seemingly innocent, about, oh yeah, nice food means nice city, actually foreshadowing to see whether the city has become complacent, which I think is what Frieren was talking about in episode 7 and even now, that the guards just willingly to get killed without putting up a fight. Even though, even in episode 7 towards the end, the guard said, hey, sir, you cannot be here, and bah, their head got chopped off. So they got very, very complacent because it's been too peaceful for too long. Tribalism and this aggressiveness and this violence is innate to all of us. So there's a difference between being, I guess, content and being too complacent. She ate so fast. What the? This is how you know Frieren is the main character with this plot armor. Even when she's not seeking trouble and seeking violence, trouble and violence finds her anyway. Her party is still thinking about, oh, let's plead her case. Let's rescue her so they can save the city. Lo and behold, a demon already tried to assassinate her and got slayed instead. So we'll see how this pleading works out. And maybe Frieren will appear around the corner momentarily. This is because with any beast or animalistic instinct, people, even humans, but especially for demons, since they're, I guess, equivalent to animals or beasts, cut me a slack. I don't know what demons are about, dude. I'm a psychotherapist, man. I'm not a demon expert. But supposedly, demons are equivalent to savages and animals, which is the reference that Frieren shared in episode 7 when they first entered the city, when they saw this Earl walking around with the general, I suppose. Animal or this animalistic instincts, they instinctively know and they can detect danger. And our longing, our need for survival is innate to every single animal. Since humans are also social animals, we happen to evolve to the highest level and became the most dominant apex predators ever reigned this earth. But all of us have this gut instinct, this feeling when we detect danger. And the fact that Earl or this demon here only fixated his eyes on Frieren is because his demonic or animalistic instincts were going off. The radar, the red flags. They're like, beep, 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 warning. She's extremely powerful. That's why he only locked eyes on her and nobody else. That's animalistic instinct. We all have it within us. And I'm curious to hear, have any of you guys had those gut feeling? Maybe before something bad happens, not premonition of course, but before something happens, could be good or bad. But you had this really deep gut feeling. Maybe dealing with a scammer that you found out after the fact. And because of your gut instinct, you're able to prevent and even avoid that scam or getting scammed at. We all have this gut instinct, this intuition that's deeper within our subconscious. We don't really know where intuition comes from. Is it part of our brain processing? Is it part of our soul? Is it part of our consciousness? Is this our higher being ability? We don't really quite know, scientifically of course, but I think all of us can relate to this gut instinct. So I'm curious to see, comment below, have you had any crazy or very interesting gut instinct moments or experiences that allowed you to escape from harm or danger or scam? Damn, he's also OP.
ほら、こぼしておもらしみたいになっちまった。
It's also interesting because I started this whole series starting from episode 1. If you haven't seen it, check out all the episodes released in the descriptions below. I started this whole series speculating that Frieren learns to be emotionally detached and constricting her emotions as defensive mechanism. It's interesting now that Fern has developed into this well-seasoned mentee and apprentice under this legendary Frieren mage. But even her, I noticed that Fern, yes, she does all these clapbacks. She disses a lot. She's almost abrasive or brutally honest, similar to Frieren often. Even now, Stark was expressing his fear. He was almost venting and looking for a companion to vent about his fear, his emotions. He was literally trembling because of the fear. What does Fern do? Here, wipe that off. We gotta go. She didn't really hold space. Sure, she listened to him, but she didn't really do any consoling or any reflective listening. Reflective listening means you're intentively and attentively listen to the other person through deep empathy. You resonate with that person's emotional content. You sit with them. That's one of the core pillars that all of psychotherapists should be doing. And that's very, very key to this therapeutic process. You don't always have to solve a problem. You don't always have to offer solutions. My biggest fight with my wife, and a lot of men struggle with this, when our wives, girlfriends, and partners come to us with their stresses, their issues and concerns, they're literally just looking for us to hold space and comfort them, to soothe them. They don't want problem solvers. They don't want solutions. Like, how many of us can relate? Oh, okay, you came to me with X, Y, and Z. Let me hyperactive my brain. What about solution A? What about solution C? What about X, Y, and Z? I want to help you solve your problem. You're stressed. That's why you came to me. Let me help you solve it so we can move forward. But that doesn't work. My wife has gotten mad at me so many times. And we've been together for almost 6 years. Because she just wanted me to be there. Sit with her. Comfort her. Hold her hands. Give her a hug. She doesn't want solutions. I'm not the mechanic to her problems. So even here, I think all Fern had to do is just hold space and acknowledge and validate the fear. Oh man, Stark, for you to say that, it must have been really scary. For you to be trembling because you defeated the solar dragon in 2 hits. That must be terrifying that your hands are so shaking that you spilled your beer. I feel you. I'm glad at least we have you and my master Frieren. But no, she's like, here, wipe it off. So I'm also curious to see Fern's development and her evolution with her personal development and emotional development. Because we've seen what Frieren is capable of with her evolution so far. So hopefully, Fern also learns to do the same.
それでも行きます。
こんなところでビビってたら師匠に合わせる顔がねえな。
I love in Japanese anime, whether it's about combat fighting or not, there's always that one character that crunching their fist. I love it. It's like a symbol of empowerment, self-validation that I got this. It's like the idea of don't do it, don't be fearless. I talked about this in earlier episodes. Don't aim to be fearless, because to be courageous, courage is only valid in light of fear. If you're not scared, you're not being courageous. It's just an easy thing to do. So I love this fist crunching thing that a lot of characters do in anime, generally speaking. It's to comfort ourselves, but to validate that I'm scared. It's not going to be an easy road, but we're going to do it anyway, whatever it takes. I love it.
行くか
Fern's aloof, or is she just cool?
どうしたんですか？
腰が抜けちゃったみたい
ドラートの魔力が探知できない。
KO.
死んだな
バカだね。油断しすぎだ。
油断
This is how you know that everything Frieren said, of course she was right. She literally helped Himmel, the hero, and the party defeat the Demon King. Of course she was right. But even in retrospective view, in hindsight, it proves that demons have no feelings or sympathy. It's not that they don't want to, they literally don't have the brain wiring and capacity to feel empathy or sympathy. They don't even feel sad for their own kind, let alone for humans, which is a completely different species. And the way they view it for demons, humans are nothing but food. Would humans feel empathy and sympathy for ants? Will we feel empathy for squirrels? Many of us do, but more of us we won't, because it is what it is. Like, how many roadkills do we see when we drive? At least in LA, too many. But we get numb to it, right? We get desensitized to it. Our lives are hard. Life isn't easy. So we don't always have the capacity to extend that grace unto like an animal. But here, it's very clear that, oh, how pathetic. He got too complacent. Demons are incapable of having any feelings, any modicum of sympathy or empathy.
私たちはアウラ様の懐刀、首切り役人だ。油断した程度で死ぬと思うか
Wow. See, even this quick exchange, again, going back to my comments earlier, this is the gap between inexperienced and seasoned veteran. He knows that he didn't die because of complacency. He died because she, the opponent, was too powerful. But she was like, oh, he got too complacent. We could be as complacent as you want. An ant will never defeat us. Maybe a million ants, maybe red ants, because it hurts when they bite you. But generally speaking, we can be as complacent, half asleep. A squirrel or an ant will never defeat us. That's just the hierarchy of our dominance. And that's what, I guess, the diplomat or the general is saying here.
あの魔法使いは一体。
Now you ask?
待たせてすまなかったな。捕らえた魔法使いが脱獄したんだ。衛兵の首を切っ
Oh, no. See? I knew it. I knew the title was foreshadowing misperception. Now the Earl thinks that it was Frieren who killed the guard's head and escaped. They don't know about the demon getting slayed yet. And also, just curious, knowing how powerful the Earl is, or maybe this general doesn't know that, would having 3 guards in regular plates and armors help protect you if they wanted to topple you? Probably not. Of course, the demon wouldn't do that because they're playing the long con, the long game of cultural subversion. Infiltrate to the city through this cultural subversion tactics of befriending them, the seemingly faked diplomacy, the seemingly faked learned behavior of empathy and compassion. But what's 3 guards gonna do?
それはお困りでしょう
They know the truth too, of course.
リーニアは魔力探知が得意
いや、結構。ところで、お連れの方が一人足りないようだが。
Pretty astute.
すぐに戻ります
使用人に場所も聞かずに。
Oh, pretty astute.
あの魔法使いが手だれであることくらいわしにもわかる。それが衛兵にあっさりと囚われたんだ。彼女は衛兵殺しの罪の重さを理解している。
Quick digital flowers to Earl. Maybe even him saying that she killed a mate or the mage killed a guard and escaped. Maybe that was a verbal or psychological tactic, reverse psychology, to see, I'm going to say something that's knowingly false, but let's see how you respond to my lie, as the subtle detection tactic. So he is very astute, and I wonder if that's the intent. So we'll see how this unfolds. Man, this is exciting. Wow. Whew.
ユグナー殿、もう一度だけ聞く。
Wow. Okay, 4 guards, not 3.
連れの方はどこに？まったく。
Oh. Oh. Whoa. What is this? Oh shit. Oh, is this blood magic? Damn. Oh shit. Whoa. Oh, Earl's pretty skilled. Or is it the sword?
暴力で解決するしかなくなったこのクソったりな現状が
Savage. Literally a beast.
言葉とは何だこの剣と一体何が違う
Another goosebump moment. Earl is such a savage despite just literally killing all 4 guards with 1 slash. We saw that coming. Come on now. Now he's berating him and mocking him, saying that, oh, this violence is god awful. What a hassle, but so delightful. I love this violence. I love killing your species with my skill. And also, what are words? Remember when I escaped the potential potential being slayed by you in episode 7 by looking around, scanning around the room and saying that, oh, I have a son. My father, the trauma. Of course, all that was a lie. And Earl, he remembers that, right? So now he's not just killing his companions, the demon, of course. He's also mocking him. Hey, remember the words I told you? What do they even mean? What are words? Isn't violence and sword so much more efficient? Pure savagery and pure mockery. The demon is literally attacking Earl physically, emotionally, psychologically, and also verbally. Wow, savage. Darwinism, survival of the fittest.
この剣の持ち主のようにな
Oh. Don't talk when you fight. Come on. Oh, man.
所詮我らは猛獣だお前にはこの町の防護結界の解除を手伝ってもらう
Frieren, where are you at? Man.
そろそろ伯爵の屋敷だ
Is that Frieren? Wow, she's ignoring her. There's guards around. Oh. Going to a dark alley. It's always a dark alleyway.
まさか脱獄したんですか仕方がなかったんだよ牢屋にいたらドラートとかいう魔族が襲ってきて
It's true. Self-defense.
倒したんだけど魔族って死んだら魔力の粒子になって消えちゃうじゃんそれがどうかしたんですか
Oh, I was curious this whole time when demons die, or not even demons, even some of the beasts they've been fighting along the journey, they do dissipate into this like black ashes like particles. And I guess there are mana particles. So what does that mean? What is the nature? What is the true nature of demons? Are they comprised of mana? Are this seemingly the bodies they manifest as? There's no blood. But that doesn't make sense either because Luger, he also has blood. He just literally used blood magic to kill the guards. So how can they dissipate into mana? This is my first time watching this series, so I don't really know the back plot or the stories. So if any of you guys can help me out, comment below. What is the true nature of these demons? And why do they dissipate into mana particles, into this black ashes like, things when they die afterwards?
大判の衛兵を殺していたんだよね。その場に残されたのは魔法で首を切られた衛兵と魔法をつく
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
この状況どう思う？
But the Earl, he knows though. He's very smart. He's astute.
でしょ？めんどくさいから私は街を出る。待ってください。それだ。
Going back to my comment about confidence under potential life and death scenario, just like how Frieren was very calm when the demon came to attack her, because she knows deep inside that the threat of being killed or death is zero, literally zero. Even here, the same thing. If I get caught, I might get executed. But what is her response? She's very indifferent, very nonchalant. Oh, what a pain. I'll skip town. Because she knows that if she wants, she could annihilate this entire city, which of course she will never do. Because she's not just the Slayer, she's also the Guardian. She's part of the heroes squad that defeated the Demon King and saved the world. And this is interesting about the duality. This is what Jungian call Carl Jung, a very famed psychotherapist and psychoanalyst. We call it the shadow self. Every one of us have our dark side, the shadow selves that we're not very proud of. Like for me, I'm very intense because of my personality traits, and I'm a fairly busy guy. I do a lot of different things, but I'm also gentle. I'm able to do psychotherapy as a professional and expert. But of course, I'm not perfect. Like when I'm with my family for the holidays, I get very reactive. I get triggered, of course. I get short-tempered. And maybe I would argue with my mom and I'll argue with my wife for little things. So I'm not perfect either. So I also have a shadow self. We all do. Because why? When you walk under the sun, what do you see behind you? The shadow. So every single person has a shadow self. So it's not a good or a bad thing. It's just part of our psychological makeup. It's our attributes that we have. And this reminds me of my favorite quote from Martin Luther King Jr., MLK, since this is recording a couple of days before the MLK holiday in the United States. We are both sinners and saints. We have both sainthood underneath us, but we also have this grave, sinister, sinner-like attributes. So the question is, what are we willing to work on ourselves, do the work, develop our self-awareness, and we have to lean into our sainthood, not the sinner aspect. But back to Frieren. She is not just a slayer because she is very powerful. Probably the most powerful mage that's alive at this time, I'm guessing. But also, she's a guardian. That's why she lets these weak guards easily capture her, which the Earl also recognizes. So this is the duality of our identities. And I'm curious to hear, is there anything that happened when you were younger or in your past that you think shaped who you are today? To go where we are going, we must know where we came from. And without what happened to us, we cannot develop into this healthy, holistic self. So comment below, what's a major milestone that happened when you're younger or earlier in your life that you believe that shaped you who you are today? We call that identity formation.
残りの魔族の野放しにこの町を見捨てるつもりですか？フェルンたちで倒せばいいじゃん。そんな簡単なことみたいに。
She's so confident.
相手が強かったら戦わないの？
Whoa. Frieren is dropping bars. So what, your opponent is strong. And also, Solar Dragon was pretty strong because dragons have, I guess, anti-magic armors and plates. So again, Fern and Stark are also extremely strong. And I think this is the undertone of this, from what I'm sensing, is the imposter syndrome. Stark and Fern are saying that, but the opponent's so strong. Are you forsaking the city, Frieren? You have the power. We need you. But Frieren says it very calmly. So what? You're not gonna fight? You're not even gonna try, exert any effort because they're strong? Just because life gets hard, are you going to fold your hands and give up and accept your fate. This is what Frieren's saying beautifully. So what life gets hard? One day at a time. Focus on your controllable variables. Life is filled with unknown. So don't worry about that. Do what you can within your best capacity. And I think, I guess the undertone of what Stark and Fern, what they're not saying, because there's explicit messaging and implicit messaging. Implicit is the unspoken, explicit is the spoken, the obvious. What Fern and Stark are demonstrating with this body language when they put their heads down, since in linguistic literature, it shows that 70% of human communication is nonverbal. Because people lie, words are cheap, but your actions speak louder than words always. So I think Fern and Stark are also demonstrating beautifully that they're struggling with imposter syndrome. They're an imposter. They're not strong enough to defeat the strong opponents. They need you, master. And Frieren is challenging that in a very gentle, very straightforward way, per usual. And I want to close out my rant by saying that one of my favorite mentors, she used to tell me, because imposter syndrome is a lifelong thing. And if you feel imposter syndrome, that's actually not a bad thing. And here's what my mentor taught me a few years back. She said that, hey Benoit, true imposters don't feel imposter syndrome. It's those who are diligent, committed, humble, who long and who are interested in growth and development. The Growth Mindset by Carl Dweck. Those are the people that feel the imposter. So if you feel imposter syndrome, don't feel bad about it. Be proud that you really want to get better. Take that as data, as information to make yourself better. Whatever we feel about imposter syndrome, that's our perceived weakness. Whether it's true or not, that's not the point. But whatever we feel anxious or scared or not confident about, whatever we feel imposter syndrome about, work on that. That's how we get better. But true imposters do not feel imposter syndrome because they're fake and phonies. So we'll see what they say here. Oh, I like that smile. Another great attribute of Frieren is she is such an amazing, wonderful mentor. I would love to have her in my life as a mentor. She has mastered the art of interdependence. She gives her apprentices and her, party really enough independence. She gives them guidance when it's appropriate, like right here. She called them out because we do need to hold each other accountable. I often say in my own life and when I'm working with my clients, we need to be each other's speed bump. What does speed bump do? It slows down the speed of the cars to prevent tragedies and accidents. So speed bumps are important because you don't want to avoid just because it feels uncomfortable to have this important conversation. It's so important that I must choke to get on my saliva, right? So we do need to be each other's speed bump. And Frieren mastered the art of mentorship. She gives them courage. She calls them out when it's important. She gives them confidence by massaging her messaging, by smiling, saying that, I honestly don't think you guys are weaker. You guys got this. Don't be afraid. Confront life head on because you cannot escape forever. Great, great mentorship. Peak. I love the emotional roller coaster of this entire series. First and foremost, I now truly, I've known this so far since I'm episodes deep, but truly this is a category of one masterpiece. The way this show rides your emotions, the humor, the comical aspect, the seriousness, the death and the loss and the grief, the universality of this human experience that all of us get captured and engulfed and immersed into this show. So it's funny, it's intense, there's amazing fight scenes, amazing song, but also that seriousness, because life is serious. But we don't always have to navigate life in this, this serious, like, I'm a robot, I never smile, like I'm AI, ChatGPT. No, right? Life is hard and serious enough. So comedy is healing. But this show is such a masterpiece. And I really hope that this anime has raised the bar for all the other animes to come, right? The Demon Slayer, great anime. A Hero's Academy, another good one. Attack on Titan. Those are some of the latest anime I've seen, of course, even not reacting since I love anime. But I think some of the latest anime have been cheapened and it's all about flashy fight scenes and very superficial. And I'm not judging because I know writing any production, any great piece of art, because anime is art, full stop. Requires tremendous effort. So I'm not dissing any authors out there or writers, but I really hope that this show has raised the bar for all the other animes. And let me calm down. Great show. 무리 다tte. Oh, something's gonna happen.
町から 10km ってところか。
What is?
絶大な魔力だ。
Whoa.
こちらの様子を伺っているな。
Wait, what? Frieren senses the mana from, I guess, the Lady Aura or the Great Sage from 10 kilometers away, and she still senses immense mana. That depicts how powerful that Great Sage demon is. But through contrast, because stark contrast speaks volume, it speaks to even more how more powerful Frieren is. I cannot wait to see Frieren go all out. 100%. Mob Psycho 100%. Go 100% and see her really rain down her power. But before that, we'll see how she deals with this, I guess, stigma and the perception of the city, of being the Slayer, the Guardian, this duality I talked about earlier. Oh, what is that? Random bucket? This must be her?
七宝剣、乱闘だ。
Which one came first? I don't know the publication date. The Seven Deadly Sins, another anime I watched a while ago, amazing. Did the Seven Deadly Sins come first or the Seven Great Sage came first? Which one came out first? Of course, it's not copy, right? There's, of course, parallel thinking, another concept in cognitive psychology. A lot of us have similar thoughts in parallel with other people. Whatever I'm analyzing, talking about right now, I hope they're original. I didn't look up any other videos. And call me out. Have you seen any other analysis and commentary like mine from watching Frieren? I trust your viewership and perspective. So I hope that what I have to say is original. It's based on the accumulation of my study, my clinical knowledge, my love for anime. My wife always yells at me because I'm always thinking out loud and processing when I'm watching K-drama, anime, any pop culture content. She's like, shut up, dude. Let's just watch it. I was like, okay, let me start a new series instead. So that's what I'm doing here. But we call it parallel thinking because it's very hard to have an actually verified original thought. Everything under the sun had been talked about, discussed in mathematics, a lot of fields, scientifically, of course. And even Aristotle, all these great philosophers and thinkers, a lot of those thoughts have been repackaged. But the people who are known for many, many thousands of years, again, like Aristotle, Plato, Stoicism, they're known and they have this amazing, long-lasting, seemingly immortal legacy because they truly were original thinkers. But it's very hard to have original thoughts. That's why a lot of people say parallel thinking, but it's a very blurry fine line because some people might use that parallel thinking as a crutch and excuse to copy other people. I know that's a big issue in stand-up comedy when people steal jokes. Of course, nobody wants to fight.
嫌なことは早めに終わらせないとね。
This is the first time in 8 episodes Frieren has displayed any sort of, I don't want to call it sinister, but this kind of scary smile. Because when she smiles, it's usually very gentle. and very soft and warming, like a ray of sunshine. But now she actually, maybe it's the hood in the shadow, who knows? But when she cracked a smile just now, more of a reason to get it over quickly. So I think even her, she has to reconcile with the duality of her shadow self. Again, she is seemingly immortal. Who knows how much violence and demons she's killed along the way. Of course, for the sake of saving people, but it's the psychological toll and psychological impact of violence. And this is a fact. Any perpetrator of violence and trauma, they also get traumatized by that violence. Trauma, by definition, is bi-directional. If you call Suicide Prevention Hotline, I've done some volunteering work a long time ago, but it's really stressful talking to people calling you from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. saying they're going to kill themselves. It's very, very dark, right? So this is not about that. But one thing that many people don't talk about is even the people who are struggling with the really dark side, homicidal urge, who are struggling with violence because their girlfriend cheated on them with their best friends and they want to really fight and even kill that best friends. Not maybe literally. So they call suicide hotline because they're concerned and they don't want to release the beast within inside them. But a lot of people seek trauma help because they, for whatever reasons, they inflicted trauma and violence onto other people. So trauma is directional. Of course, I want to make this very clear. Victims have to be the first. We need to work and heal and help out the victims first. But some, not all, but some of the perpetrators, right? They also have trauma of their own. All of us have been young ones. All of us hurt people unintentionally many times, especially as guys. How many times have we wrestled with our friends, our siblings? We never meant to harm them, but right, life happens. Shit happens. And we feel really bad about that. And that's what I mean here. But it's very interesting and I cannot wait to see how Frieren here reconcile and acknowledges and work with her own duality. Because like I said earlier, Carl Jung's concept, the shadow self, every human, in this case even an elf, every one of us have a shadow self. So we'll see how she reconciles with hers. Sneak attack. Frieren doesn't have any dry spell to help warm up Stark and dry his clothes. Parkour. He's like, all right. Touche. But the demon could detect their mana, can't they? Or, oh, they've gone somewhere else.
私は魔法が大好きでね。彼が人生の大半をかけて人を殺す魔法を開発したように。
Damn!
我々魔族は長い寿命の中で一つの魔法の研究に生涯を捧げる。年月をかけて日々探求し積み重ねていく。10年後の魔法は今よりもっと優れた。
This is amazing, and even academically, since I'm more of an academic, it talks about the pursuit of long-term knowledge. For me to provide the best value-driven insight, analysis, and commentary for you guys, what do I have to do? I have to spend most of my time, be diligent in my clinical practice, work with my clients, develop my clinical expertise and knowledge. I have to expand what I know, what I practice. I have to increase my knowledge to share more psychological concepts for you guys, right? So this is the byproduct of my knowledge pursuit. And that's what the demons here is saying, that we spend our entire life, the accumulation of our years of knowledge pursuits. And that's a long game pursuit of knowledge. And true experts are just that. All the fame, all the recognition, whatever else is the byproduct of that. Just like success and fame are the byproduct of someone's recognized knowledge and expertise. So this is also a very, very important note to myself and a reminder to myself that don't get caught up by the shiny things. Don't get caught up by the shiny scrolls. Really double down and triple down on my love for clinical stuff. I love psychotherapy. I love clinical psychology. That's why I became a psychotherapist. But through this pursuit, I get to enjoy anime that's amazing, that I love, and I get to share this analysis and hopefully insightful commentary for you guys to consume. So a reminder to self, focus on the knowledge pursuit and focus on expanding my expertise, and the resting will follow. But this is a great point.
だが、魔法というものは不思議なものでな。魔族の侵入を防ぎ、この町を守ってきた大魔法使い、フランメの棒を結界。
Frieren's mentor. Aww.
1000年前の
Oh, that's the same spell that she did to protect that massive tree of life that we saw, where Frieren discovered that the cast book, the Grimmer, the whatever, I forgot the actual term. Wow, so that spell has developed into this great magic barrier that could fend off all the demons. Flamme the Mage is OP. No wonder she was Frieren's master.
作り上げた魔法が現在の魔法を凌駕すること。
Wow. That's really true. Even in 2025, as modern physicists and the smartest people on this planet are still scratching our heads like, how did the Egyptians build pyramids thousands of years ago? And it's even hard for us now to replicate that feat, because obviously each block is like what? Tons? Literally tons weight? And there's hundreds and thousands of that. So it is true. And I think there's this fallacy that even now, the modern scientists, some of them have this fallacy that, oh, modern humans are smarter because of our technological advancements, post-industrializations and whatnot. That is BS. Who are to say that people now are necessarily smarter than the people that came before us? There's zero proof of that. Case in point, Aristotle, Plato, all the greatest thinkers, Newton, Albert Einstein, to name a few. Right? So just because we're modern now doesn't mean we're better and smarter than everything for the people that came before us. If anything, the original thinkers thousands of years ago, before ChatGPT and knowledge sharing, right? It's even more impressive for them because they had to go from 0 to 1, nothing to something. Another great book by Peter Thiel, 0 to 1, the co-founder of PayPal and a prolific investor, of course.
天才は嫌いだ。
Jealousy.
代々結界の管理を任されているのはあなた方グラナト家だ。魔族の私たちがこの町に入れたということは、結界を操作できる魔法が存在するはずだ。少し時間を置くか。よく考えるといい。人類にとっては待たせるのも有効な外交戦術の一つだろう。儚ければ待っているのは拷問の続きだけだ。
Ah, they're here. That was kind of fast.
昼間の冒険者のガキか。息子がお迎えに来たのかと思ったぜ。
ひでえありさまだな。ここまですんのかよ。今助けてやる。
Oh, he's still scared. Imposter syndrome.
いや、勇敢だ。
This is what I said earlier. Know you're brave. Again, bravery and courage only shines in light of fear. Amazing. Do it anyway. Do it scared.
どうせあんたがいなきゃみんな言うこと聞いちゃくれねえよ。
わしの首にグラナト家の紋章がかかっている。こいつを衛兵に見せれば何だって聞いてくれるさ。それとなクソガキ、わしにタメ口叩くのは口では自由だ。
See, Earl used that seriousness to encourage him to follow his direction of let him be, he's going to die anyway because of the severity of the wounds here that we're seeing, and focus on rescuing other people. And I wonder if that necklace also has the controlling key element for the barrier. I guess we'll see. Nice guy.
ライナおっさん、
No respect.
リュグナー様、ネズミ。
Uh-oh. Let's go! Game time.
連れの魔法使いが脱獄したとも知らずに直談判に来たのだろう。
Oh no. Don't worry, Frieren will come. Come on. He's trembling.
見逃してやる。
まただ。
He doesn't care. He has no threat. Wow.
そこをどけ。邪魔をするなら殺すぞ。
That bravery. Respect. Go Stark.
やってみろよ。
所詮は人間か。
Let's go! Oh, damn.
急所は避けたか。反応もなかった。
Wow, that was kind of fast.
人の魔族も若いやつは短慮だな。無策で無謀だ。だが単身で私に挑んだその武勇はおかしいよ。
単身。そうか。やっぱりお前たちには見。
Fern, the stealth.
フェア、言われた通り隙を作っ
I used to play World of Warcraft, and I'm a big fan of MMORPG games. You know, there is a role of healers, the mage, the warrior, and the tank. We've known this, right? But Stark is truly the definition of a tank. His job, since with Solar Dragon, of course, even though he defeated the Solar Dragon by himself independently, his job is to make an opening and literally be a tank to hold the enemies down. So, classic the role of tank. Damn! Let's go. This is completely off tangent. I watched Wicked, the opening, during the opening weekend. You know, the Broadway made into the movie with my wife because she's a huge fan of Ariana Grande. The movie is epic. The movie is truly epic. The singing and all that. Crescendo. Anyway, the ending scene of Wicked, which is part 1, also ended with the Wicked Mage flying in the sky. So this is like the complete replica of the ending scene for the Wicked. Random thought. Remember, Fern also evaded the detection of Frieren. Actually, Frieren was able to detect it, but it was very slight. And we know Frieren is the most powerful mage, period, I think. So that's how impressive Fern's ability to regulate and, I guess, control her mana or magic presence? Or is that her natural gift? Is that a learned skill? Or is that her natural talent?
リュグナー様、ここは私が。
やめろ。こ
撃魔法確かあなたたちの魔法体系ではゾルトラークと呼ばれているものです。
我ら魔族はゾルトラークなど半世紀以上前に克服している。この魔法を誰から習った？
おー。
早くとどめをさせない。はい。
止血が終わり次第追うぞ。お前は戦士の
This diplomat demon is not that strong. Or again, through stark contrast and comparison, it's spotlighting that Fern has truly developed into a very, very powerful mage. Makes sense. Her master is Frieren, the currently alive legendary mage, and Frieren's master was the Flamme legendary mage. So Fern is literally the lineage of legendary mages. So I guess Fern is just more powerful, to everyone's surprise. Makes sense.
あの二人には私の血が付着している。
Oh, tracking.
魔法使いの私が
お前があの魔法を食らっていた。
No, you can't. Naivete. Again, the immaturity, the lack of experience.
殺すことに特化した改良が施されていた。もはやあれはゾルトラークと呼べる代物ではない。魔族を殺す魔法だ。あの小娘の所作には重かった。
Frieren.
同じ魔法を受けたことがある。
Whoa. Goosebumps again. Damn. She's so cool. She's so cool. Wait, is this happening now? Between Frieren and Aura, Lady Aura? Wow. Wow. Oh, I need a second. Episode 8 or episode 9 is going to be bonkers. This is absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, wow. If you found my analysis and reaction helpful in any ways, and are you looking for personalized support? If you are, maybe we can work together. You can email me at discovermorepodcast@gmail.com for a free 30-minute consult. And please hit that subscribe button. Comment your thoughts. What did you think? Did you take away anything new that you never thought about? And let us know, what should we react to next? I'll be doing as long as I can with this Frieren show. And this is an amazing, amazing anime. Anyway, till next time, friends.